Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric and Chad here at Moss Pawn & Gun, and today we have another Gun Gripe episode for you. We've gotten a ton of support for Gun Gripes, a lot of great ideas from you guys, and we really appreciate the support with that. Things have been coming along really nice with it. We've been thinking of a lot of different ideas, and one idea that we wanted to make today's video about is TSA. And some of the guys here at Moss are saying, well, how is that gun related? How is griping about the TSA, okay, gun related? Well, it has everything to do with guns because they're worried about all these terrorist attacks and everything. They're trying to screen people. You know, you basically are completely vulnerable when you're in line at TSA to go through screening and everything like that. So it's bullcrap. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, the TSA is just completely bogus, in my opinion.
Look, I mean, they're a bunch of rent-a-cops for the most part. I mean, I will say, we've been traveling quite a bit, like on airlines and such, and I mean, some places are good, some places are piss poor. The TSA at some places is just, they're horrible. They're a bunch of a-holes, and they look down at you like you're just the scum of the earth, pretty much. I mean, hell, if we've got a gun on our shirt, they're going to profile us and put us to the side, and I mean, it's a bunch of crap, Oh, well, you got a gun. You don't have any guns in those camera cases, do you? I got gun stickers all over my camera cases. And this lady's asking me if I've got guns in my camera cases. I looked at her like she was crazy. I said, really? No, this is camera equipment. I said, we film for the gun industry. That's what our life is. That's what our career is. I said, well, I just have to ask. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you do. So she's going to profile somebody like us, but then, okay, somebody who comes to the line that really looks the part, like they could have a shoe bomb or something like that. Oh, they're going to leave them alone because it's politically correct.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, one thing that gets me about it is you're never going to be more vulnerable than you are in line at the TSA. You've got your shoes off. You've got all your crap, your belongings all spread out for everybody to see, and of course you better not have even the remotest thing that would resemble a firearm or even a Glock tool or something that'd go, oh, you can puncture someone's jugular with that. We got to take that.
The last place we traveled to Texas not too terribly long ago, and I had a key fob from American Steelworks with an AK on it with our TSA keys, our lock keys on it. Well, Eric decides to take it off and switch it with a Savoy leather keychain just to be safe. I'm like, really? But he's right. I mean, they look at stuff like that and they will bust your balls for it.
They will. If you end up just having a gun on your shirt or something, I kind of made the joke about the TSA. In case you guys don't know, the TSA is basically like this security administration. They basically Transportation Security Administration,
Safety Administration, or something like that.
So basically, what they do is, and for those of you that don't know, because I know some of you guys that are watching might be from around the world and you've never dealt with it, but here in the U.S. they've got the TSA, and with that particular setup, they've got all this security measures in place. It's basically a security checkpoint that's at all the airports and everything, and you have to go through these metal detectors and put all your belongings and body scans, and they want to make sure that they screen people before they enter an airplane because they don't want someone trying to either weaponize an airplane or cause danger while they're up in the air or whatever. So the whole gist of it makes sense. It seems logical. Yeah, you don't want people to be in a dangerous situation while they're, up inside of a dangerous airplane that could potentially be used as a weapon like it has before. But I think they have a real flawed logic because you can go inside the airport without going through TSA. You can go to the baggage claim without going through TSA. So
you can go all the way up to the security checkpoint area without going through security, and there are people in line. It wouldn't take anything for someone just to walk into the airport and cause a lot of havoc. I mean, what's the TSA going to do about it? Like I said, they're a bunch of rent-a-cops. They're not military.
They're not armed.
They're not police. They are not armed.
Right.
And, just hypothetically speaking, okay, like the security officer, he might be the head honcho. He might be like 4 foot tall. What's he going to do? He's all hunched over like, yeah, we're going to get you to stand in this box over here, please, sir. Really? What's going to stop me from...
Well, I mean, and some of them weigh 350 pounds, and it's not like they'd be able to run after you anyway. Even if they were able to run after you, and even if you did do something wrong that would merit someone needing to detain you for something, it's not like half of them can even chase you down anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. You look at like Israel and how they profile at airports in Israel, and they do a damn good job of it.
Yeah.
And but profiling here isn't politically correct, so we can't do it here. although it is a very smart and it's a common sense approach to airport security. I'm going to profile that person like, okay, well, let's see what their body language is looking like. Let's see what they look like. Are they looking around like they're doing something wrong? Okay, I want to see that guy later on. I want to check him out. Little old lady here, oh, well, sorry, man, we're going to have to get you to take your shoes off. You're going to have to come out of your wheelchair. We're going to have to pull your wheelchair apart. You know, how about you come over here into the privacy box? We're going to have to get you to strip, and we're going to have a female, you know, agent come in, and we're going to do a cavity search on little old granny here while some other person might just go right through because, oh, well, it's not good to stop them because that might cause a big stink.
Yeah. Well, I think that the thing about the TSA that makes me the angriest overall is that you're put into a situation where you're unarmed. And it's this, if some of you guys have never traveled much or been out on planes much, you know, we've been traveling a lot more recently. You know, we had SHOT Show, we've had some business we've gone on in various places and everything. So obviously in your travels, you're going to run into more and more situations that reinforce the views that you had, which some of those views may be erroneous. You know, you might have just had the wrong idea and just not understood if you've only been through it a time or two. After a while, you kind of start to see how things really are, how people act on a continuous basis. And one of the things that makes me the most angry about TSA is the way they act towards you.
Yep.
They have this, you know, greater than thou attitude. Like I mean, I'm not saying their job doesn't have validity, it doesn't have purpose. I'm not saying that they don't have to make a living just like everyone else. But they almost act like they're better than you.
Well,
because they have a rent-a-cop uniform on, and
not only that, they have most of them are pretty good people. I mean, I will say, I mean, we've run into a lot of TSA agents that are good people.
Oh,
but
yeah.
We've run into a lot as well that are just.
Yeah, when we were leaving Vegas, I ran into, when we left Vegas, I ran into a TSA agent that knew who we were and knew who the channel was, and he just kind of jokingly, he's like, "You guys didn't bring back any guns with you, did you?"
Yeah.
And he was joking. He knew who we were.
Well, hell, we met a subscriber who was a undercover agent, you know, and he was wanting us to try to smuggle some guns back into one of the airports, just see if we can get through. And like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if he really wants us talking about that, but that particular gentleman that we ran into, if you're watching this video, you know, you were very, very nice to us there at the airport, and we do appreciate that. But running into folks like that offers, I suppose, a reason that prompted us to make this gun gripe is running into folks like that. It helps you kind of show a certain amount of appreciation, not only for you know, what those guys do for a living, but the people that moderate the TSA.
Yeah.
You know, they have this whole system set up where, you know, agents will try to smuggle in paraphernalia through the checkpoint. And then, of course, you know, they'll get to their destination and then they'll go walk over to the head TSA guy and tap him on the shoulder and go, show him a badge and go, "Hey, come here. We're going to have a talk." And then go, "You see this Glock 19? I got it through security in Atlanta, and now it's here.
Yep.
I think we have a problem
That's
here."
kind of the way that
they assess their strength in checking.
That's
people.
kind of the way that they audit the TSA, just to make sure that they're doing the job right and everything, and they're not slacking off. But see, the thing is, most of those people, they sit them down in front of a computer for probably like 8 hours, and that's their training.
Yeah, they get an 8-hour crash course.
I mean,
question and answer.
I don't know for sure, but I know working in other industries, that's kind of how it works. It's like, okay, well, you take a 3-hour course, and then you're immediately an expert without any experience whatsoever.
Right.
To me, TSA should be military, former police, and that's the way it should be.
It should be people that are trained in reading body language and being able to assess. You know, little grandma that's in a wheelchair, you just need to push her on through and not worry about it. But again, the crux of the biscuit here, and I guess the sort of Achilles heel here is that sometimes they have issues not only with firearms but with drug smuggling.
Yep.
You know, they had issues with little grannies trying to smuggle drugs in the wheelchair through the checkpoint. So it's not just firearms or weapons, but it's also other paraphernalia they don't want going on the plane.
A lot of times they'll use people, or they'll use situations that kind of tug at people's heartstrings, like, "Oh, you're okay, ma'am. Just go ahead and go through." But she might be like a mafia kingpin or something, for all we know. I mean,
with hundreds of thousands of dollars strapped under her dress, or
I mean, there's no telling.
There's all these things that you just can't ever tell because the way people are and how people act. It is I can see where it would be a very difficult job overall.
Well, and that's kind of what I was just thinking. I mean, it is a stressful job. I mean, you're having to, you've got the weight on your shoulders of making sure that every person that goes through your checkpoint or whatnot, or security, is valid. They're safe. They're legal people. You know, they're not going to cause any trouble, and you have to figure that out. And
I still have an issue with it though.
well,
'Cause, I mean,
I still do too.
someone
but
can just walk up to the checkpoint where you got your shoes off, everyone's in one area, they're all bunched together in little lines. I mean, it's dangerous. It puts me in a situation where I have to be unarmed, my shoes are off, and I'm around a whole bunch of other people I don't know.
Well,
Probably a bunch of, you know.
I'm just trying to give them a little bit of a benefit of a doubt. I mean, it is a stressful job, I will admit that, but it still is a pain in the ass for anybody who travels. Now, I will say, like Eric, I'm very uncomfortable not carrying a firearm. I carry a firearm all the time. When I wake up in the morning, it goes on. It doesn't come off till I go to bed.
Yeah.
And it sits by the nightstand table. If I could wear it in bed, I probably would, but my wife would kill me.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's a cultural thing. That's a lifestyle for me. And
Right.
when I don't have my firearm, I literally feel naked. It's like not having my watch, forgetting your wallet, forgetting your cell phone.
When you're a gun
know?
person, it's just as much of a part of who you are and what the baggage that you carry with you every day includes, you know, everyone grabs their cell phone, their watch, their hat, their keys, their wallet, and they grab their carry piece. I mean, it's just a part of your uniform. It's what you wear every day. So
But
that's the thing about TSA makes me mad. I don't like being unarmed. I don't like someone I don't know trying to assume that they know something about me. And it's just, it's a little impersonal, and I think that's one of the big things about it. I don't like feeling like people are looking down their nose at me.
Well, it is.
Because I'm a gun owner, though. If I wear a pro gun shirt, they're going to automatically, oh, well, do you have guns on you? Well, yeah, I got guns on me. On my shirt, dumbass.
it's probably just part of their
know?
job, part of standard operating procedure that they have to do that. But, I will say the last time we went through Atlanta, we checked guns going to Texas. Because we have reciprocity with Texas, so we can carry concealed in Texas. All right, so we checked our guns, and it was a very pleasurable experience. No problems whatsoever, and it was the first time we did it. It was a little bit confusing where to go, but it was all around a good experience. Now, will it be the same way next time? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, what happens when you run into that clerk that's anti-gun and just has it in their mind that they're going to make it a hard time for you?
Well, that's the problem that
the
I
lady
have.
we ended up running into at the area there where we were checking the guns, she was pro-gun, she was a gun owner, she was asking us all kind of questions. Not like, well, what are you doing? It was like, oh, what's that? What's that ammo?
I think we may have made a sale for Lehigh with those extreme
we had
penetrators.
some Lehigh ammunition with us, so we checked the ammunition, everything, had it in the original boxes, and we were showing it to her. But I guess the whole thing I want to drive home with this video and what I'm getting at here is that people are people, and whether you're a TSA agent, whether you're a traveler, whether you're a bad guy, whether you're a good guy, all of that is irrelevant. We all have to kind of get along and make our way through life as we go. And unfortunately, TSA and that whole situation with security and being disarmed and just that whole that whole breach of privacy. It's a breach of privacy.
Just the whole situation. In general,
that breach of privacy and the fact that I have to be unarmed just to get on a plane. It's socially awkward, I guess is the best way to look at it. To me, it is a socially awkward situation because I'm a gun person. Mm-hmm. Now, if I were some anti-gun, pasty or something, oh, well, no big deal. I'll take off my little flip-flops or sandals, whatever those people wear, and my little beads or whatever, and put them in the thing and my hippie toga or whatever, and I get on the plane, and it's no big deal. But I'm not that kind of person. So it is socially awkward for me to be in a situation where I'm a gun owner, they know I'm a gun owner, and they're drilling me about whether or not I have guns. Well, of course I have guns. I'm not bringing them through the checkpoint, dummy.
The problem that I have with it is, this is what we do for a living. This is our life. We are in the world of firearms, and we love it. We love guns. Yeah. And if we go into an airport and we go through a TSA checkpoint, showing our support for our industry, for our life, our lifestyle, or our culture, we're going to get flagged for it. It's always guns are looked on with a sad face. You get the frowning face on. That's the thing. It's a cultural thing, and it needs to change.
All right, it does. It does. Well, we're going to close this video out, but there's one thing that I'm going to do from now on. Every time we go through a TSA checkpoint, if you're a TSA guy and you're watching this video and you like the channel, you follow our channel or whatever, if you see us at an airport, ask us, stop by and talk to us and chat with us. We'd like to have your opinion about working for the TSA, some of your experiences. We'd love to talk to you. Also, from now on, every time I go through TSA, I'm going to wear a special hat. Mm-hmm. It's going to say, not a terrorist. And I'm going to do it deliberately to make a point. Mm-hmm. So every time I go through TSA, I'm going to wear a hat I'm going to have made. It says, not a terrorist. and I'm going to wear my gun shirt. It'll be a random gun shirt. I'll have him standing by with the camera. And as a social experiment, I just want to see what happens every time I go through. So now there's going to be somebody watching this video that goes, all right, I see that guy in the not a terrorist hat. We're going to show him terrorists, like break out the rubber gloves and like come in here in this box, you know. But I think
I don't know if I can follow you in there. You might have to take the camera yourself.
I think it's going to be funny. I'm going to try it as a social experiment. You mark my words. Just be looking out for some of the Facebook photos. So
There'll be a lot of them, I'm sure.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. But guys, we appreciate you watching this gun gripe. You know, I know it's not really firearms related wholly as a subject, but it's something that to me I think is kind of important because we have to avoid situations where we're unarmed in society. I mean, you see it every day on a regular basis. You know, you don't want to go in the bank to go make a withdrawal and have to be unarmed. You want to carry everywhere you go. I mean, what are you going to transport your money with no guns on you to protect your assets, protect your money? I mean, protect your livelihood, protect your family. I mean, imagine traveling with your whole family and you're there with your kids and your wife and you ain't got not a gun in sight, no gun on you, shoes are off. I mean, what if some crazy came in right through the front door of the airport and did whatever he wanted? I mean, it is a very socially awkward and socially vulnerable situation, and I feel terrible going through it because I hate that vulnerability.
And the thing is, the people that would do us harm know that. You know,
right.
And they'll use their full advantage, and that's the problem that I have.
Yeah, that's certainly a problem I have. But guys, we appreciate you watching. Hopefully this video wasn't terribly long. We have many more videos on the way, more facts, more gripes, 5 guns, gunsmithing videos with Ray, lots of stuff coming. So we appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.
Take it easy.